Many people currently feel that societal crises are infiltrating every aspect of our lives. And that is no surprise. Over the past 20 years, Europe has gone through many societal crises. The financial crisis, the euro crisis, the refugee crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But how do these crises affect our connections and interactions with each other? How do they shape our relationships, our communities, and the ways in which we support one another? Generally speaking, societal crises can put pressure on our social networks, making it harder to maintain connections. To better understand how these challenges affect our social lives, we at the German Centre of Gerontology have developed a model that we will introduce in this video. Humans are social beings. They have the need to be embedded in a network of various social ties. That's why people maintain a circle of close confidants, interact with their wider circle of friends, and stay involved in the community through social or volunteer activities. Those social ties are fundamentally important for good mental and physical health throughout their lifespan. The quality of the network makes a difference. A small network, focused mainly on close social relationships, provides primarily emotional support. In contrast, large, diverse networks that include both close and more distant social ties not only provide social support, but also offer access to information and new ideas for activities. As a result, these networks are better at enhancing well-being. But social relationships come at a cost. To maintain existing ties or build new ones, we need to invest time and energy. And not everyone can invest the same amount of time and energy in their social relationships. People's capacities can vary. For example, managing a chronic illness often involves frequent doctor visits and coping with symptoms, which may reduce time and energy available for ties. This reduced investment in social ties may result in a shrinking social network. Motivation also matters. People who feel good and are happy with themselves are more likely to put time and energy into their relationships, allowing their social network to grow. However, it's not just personal circumstances that shape our social lives. Societal crises can also affect our social interactions in many ways. We see this clearly in the example of the COVID-19 pandemic. First, crises often directly reduce the time and energy available for social relationships because new tasks arise. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, parents had to take on more caregiving responsibilities due to school closures. Second, crises often lead to worries and fears. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many people were afraid of getting infected or worried about their income. Dealing with these emotional burdens took up time and energy, leaving less for their social relationships. Third, crises can significantly limit opportunities for social interactions. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, meeting places were closed, which reduced social contacts. Fourth, crises can change how relationships affect well-being. For example, during the pandemic, caregiving relationships were often perceived as more stressful due to the accompanying restrictions. All in all, crises can reduce our capacities, motivations, and opportunities to invest in weaker ties, like those with acquaintances or fellow group members. Instead, we tend to seek security and support from our closest relationships. As a result, our social network shrinks, which can lead to loneliness in the long run. But that's not all. Some people cope better with crises, while others face greater challenges. A higher socioeconomic status acts as a buffer, as financial means and job stability help individuals manage the impact of crises. In contrast, people with lower socioeconomic status, such as those with limited financial resources or unstable employment, are more vulnerable to the negative effects of crises, often experiencing greater strain on their social networks. These differences in resilience and vulnerability mean that societal crises can reinforce existing inequalities in social networks. For people with lower socioeconomic status more than for people with higher socioeconomic status. But what happens when a societal crisis ends? Our model suggests that for some people, recovery may take longer as their existing vulnerabilities continue to shape their social interactions even after the crisis. These individuals may face ongoing challenges in rebuilding their networks. However, many people may quickly regain the capacities, motivations, and opportunities to invest in their networks, especially in their wider social circles, as the pressures of the crisis subside. As a result, their networks begin to grow again. To learn more about how the DIRe model explains recovery from crises and the dynamics of social networks over people's lifespan, explore the following links for detailed insights and further reading.